So immediately I turned now, sitting on my back. I'm lying on my back. I just felt the gun cock just below me. So the guy started shooting. I could hear him running up. He was banging, at some point he was shooting, banging doors. Actually, to my imagination, I thought he was killing guys, like breaking doors and shooting guys in the rooms.
Hello, welcome to Tuko Talks. My name is Lynn Ngugi. A year ago today, the country endured 20 hours of horror as terrorists raided Dusit D2 complex. My guest today believes he's living a second chance. So without much further ado, allow me to let him introduce himself. Hello.
How are you?
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Kariuki. I'm a gym instructor. A day like this one, 15th of January,
Yes.
it's a very memorable day to me. I woke up to my normal routine. I attended my workplace, which is my first workplace. I was working on an alternative shift between Dusit gym and my usual workplace, which is the Saints gym.
Okay.
So at around 5:30, I reported to the Saints gym, where I attended to my shift up to around 1, where I was to report to on a afternoon shift at Dusit, the Dusit gym.
Yes.
I got there at around 2. So I remember at around not more than 2:15.
Yes.
We had this thunder-like sound. It was so scary, you know, it's a boom like. So I went straight to the window. I checked down and I saw everyone was running. Immediately we started hearing the gunshots from a distance. So at once we knew there was a problem.
People were running and screaming?
Yeah, guys were running from downstairs. I was on the 8th floor, so I could see downstairs.
Yeah.
So we were 4 of us in the gym. So we ran. We started running. We opened the stair door, the staircase door. So actually, I ran up to 4th floor. I realized I'm not with the guys that I was with at the gym. And these sounds were so close. I could see from the main entrance of the hotel, no one was there anymore. So to my thought, I thought like, I'll go down and I'll meet with these guys. I didn't know the emergency exits of this building.
You were still new at
Yeah, and I don't think I really did some proper orientation on it. So I decided I'm gonna go up. I went straight up on the gym, and when I got into the gym, I started searching for a place where I can hide myself. So I went to the changing rooms. I didn't see anywhere safe. I went to the ladies' changing room. I didn't think it was safe also. So I went to the staff entrance. Yeah. It's a corridor.
Yes.
Now on the staff entrance, there's this steam engine for the steam bath. So my thoughts, I don't know, I just thought I go up to the ceiling.
So right now, the only place you know you're going to be safe is at the ceiling?
That's what came into my mind. I jumped up to reach to the wall, to the ceiling now.
Yeah.
Now, as I was reaching to the ceiling, the whole ceiling collapsed. I was left hanging with my left side now.
And can you see any of the attackers?
No.
Or not yet?
Yeah, it was a hiding place, you know, it was a corridor. It was a staff entrance, so it's hidden. So as I'm struggling now to stay up with my left arm, I grabbed now with my right hand on top. Now I'm struggling. I pulled myself up. Now I was like upside down because now I'm trying to reach up with my legs first, like hang. So on the process, my phone fell down.
Ooh.
I managed to get into the ceiling, but the moment I spotted where I'll stay, where I felt it was safe, I realized I wasn't having my left shoe.
So your shoe,
My
your
shoe,
phone,
yeah,
all came off.
yeah, on the process. So when I got settled up in the roof, I could hear him running up. He was banging. To some point, he was shooting, banging doors. Actually, to my imagination, I thought he was killing guys, like breaking doors and shooting guys in the rooms. That was what I thought.
Yeah.
So I heard him. He came. He opened the door to the gym. He started searching. He went now to the staff corridor, to the staff entrance corridor. He found the ceiling down, and he found my phone, and he found my shoe.
So he knew automatically there was someone around that place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Immediately he started shooting at the whole ceiling, vigorously, just shooting all over.
Like,
yeah, all over the ceiling. At that moment, I was terrified. I was lying on my chest, and I was lying on top of the pipes. You know, the electric pipes, the water pipes. The pipes were really pressing my chest. I couldn't breathe, you know. It was so bad. I couldn't breathe now. This time I'm not to a point like my muscles are so pressed. My chest, I decided I'll turn. There was this manila-like paper I was lying on top. So it made sound when I was turning. So immediately I turned now, sitting on my back. I'm lying on my back. I just felt the gun cock just below me. So the guy started shooting. So he shot for some time. I think like a whole magazine went down. So he stopped. On the process of shooting, just a bullet hit the roof, and maybe a reversal that caused just a small injury on my arm.
And at this point, where he's shooting, you know, you can't sit straight. You know, you don't even know which way to look. What's going on in your mind?
I was terrified. This was like a really new experience to me. I've never been in such a situation, so I didn't know what to think. Have you ever thought of praying and the only word coming out of your mouth is "God save my life"?
Oh God!
You know, I didn't think I'll live the next minute, but I felt like I'm strong to fight for my life. I was trying. So the shooting stopped, but the fighting down was so. I mean, the officers and the terrorists downstairs. There was a lot of shooting, but this guy went silent. I stayed hanging for around an hour, seated upright like this. So I got tired again. My back was on fire. I couldn't sit up anymore. So I decided to approach the ground slowly. So anytime I went down, he came back. He shot. Anytime, it's like we were playing a game. But I think maybe to his mind he thought at the first shooting he had gotten me, and probably I'm struggling for my life up there. At around 9. It's when I heard now guys walking on the roof, and based on the instruction, because they were talking, it's like they were being directed. I knew these were police.
Oh, okay.
So they came up, and this guy now diverted attention to them. Now he was shooting all over, you know, as they are walking. I think the moment the wrecker squad up on the roof realized that the bullets were not going through the roof, the sheet. So they were distracting so much. I think maybe they wanted this guy to use his
to exhaust his bullets.
So at one time I was between a battlefield between the wrecker squad and this guy. Luckily the wrecker squad were not shooting from up. The guy was shooting vigorously all over. Sometimes these guys were walking just above me, and I'm like, oh my God, let him not shoot at this moment, you know. It became so chaotic, like, you know, but they are shouting, the police themselves, they are shouting, hey, tumalize, malize hii kazi, you know. The guy in the room started shouting, makafiri nyinyi, you know. So even these guys were replying to him, asking him, nani? And the guy is repeating, makafiri nyinyi. Now the shooting was so much in the room.
And how did you come out?
I decided to myself, I'll come down in the evening. That is what came into my mind. I'll come when I'll see that the sun is down. So the last guy, to my thinking, I think he was eliminated around 9 something. So the wrecker walked, and I stayed up, and I was so calm. I just decided I'm alive. It was a joy to me, and I decided I'll not come down until I'm sure, like, even the wrecker squad are out of sight. They have gone. So I went to the balcony. I looked down. I saw the heavy armed men parking. So I decided I'll not call them. I'll not shout to them. I went to the other side of the balcony. I saw 2 guys, 2 men. They were wearing suits. Remember, I'm at the 8th floor. So I tried to shout, but they got out of sight before they could hear me. It was scary still. So I decided to go on the other side where I had seen the guys parking, the wrecker squad parking. And I decided to shout. I'll shout. So I started shouting. I called for help. They couldn't hear me. My voice wasn't so clear. So I decided I'll remove my shirt and wave it.
Okay.
I removed my shirt, but barely didn't get a chance to wave it. A guy saw me, one of the officers. So I shouted to him, Neza shuka, can I come? He asked me, who are you? Like, we ni nani, unatoka wapi? You know, he's from the ground floor.
And you're on the 8th floor.
Yeah. So I'm not even able to explain. I'm just asking him, is it safe? Can I come down? So I shouted, I'm from the roof. Nimetoka kwa roof. So he told me, come. It's finished. Kazi imeisha. Calm down. So I walked. So as I opened the 8th floor door to the staircase, I found now this guy who has been terrorizing me the whole night. He was like crossing on the stairs, and I didn't want to walk over him.
So he was dead?
Yeah, he was dead. So I just stepped on him, pushed him just aside with my foot, and I walked down. it was still scary.
You
I
are
can
walking
admit.
down by yourself?
Yeah, by myself.
No one is coming to get you?
No one came up because the person who approached me from the ground floor.
Yeah.
So I was running down. So somewhere between 6th floor and 5th floor, I saw the other guy. He was dead also on the floor.
What's going on in your mind? You just coming out and knowing you are safe.
It was a pleasure to me. I felt good. I felt like at trust, I'm alive. So many things were going through my head the moment I was up there going through whatever I was going through. Pictures of people who were close to me, my relatives, my friends. I don't know what I was thinking, but you know, it kept on reflecting on me when I was there, when I was up there. Now, coming down and knowing I'm alive, it was a relief to me. It was a pleasure to me. I felt good.
You felt good.
Yeah, and I don't know if won the battle or God loves me, I don't know. But everything like worked.
And sorry to take you back, but when you're in this room with these attackers, what are some of the things you remember about them?
To some point, this guy from upstairs kept opening the staircase door. He kept opening it. I don't know what he was doing. And to some occasions also, he went to pray on the changing room. I remember when it was towards dawn in the morning, he was shouting in Arabic. He was shouting so loud, like Halam Akbar. And the other guy from downstairs was responding back to him. So they kept doing this for some time. Until I think that moment, between that moment towards dawn, the guy downstairs, I think is the time he was eliminated.
Okay. And after the ordeal, did you receive any counseling?
Yeah, the Dusit management was kind enough. They hired some therapists, counselors.
Yeah.
I was booked for some sessions together with the other survivors who experienced that attack.
And I know it's a year now, and obviously this ordeal has affected you.
Yeah.
To what extent has it affected you as a person? What are some of the things you're scared of?
I thought I was strong. I'm a man. Until recently, toward this festive season, when I had this firework.
The barutis.
The baruti thing, the firework sound. It really scared me. I was in my house and I just heard at one, you know, it scared me. And at that moment is when I realized. So up to this time, I'm so observant, especially when I'm in the malls. It gave me a teaching or a lesson. The first thing I do when I go to a big mall or a building is survey the emergency exits. That's my first priority. From downstairs to where I'll be seated. Yeah. And
Alex, I know you are grateful for this second chance in life. So when you're having these conversations with God, what are some of the things you tell him, or what are some of the things you talk about?
I always thank God for me being alive here today. I always know I have a purpose from him, for me being here. So I always ask him to serve his purpose on me. Because it's evidently this was a second chance given to me.
Wow, and a lot of families lost their loved ones in the process. What message do you have for them?
They take heart. I also got to lose friends. There are people who in a short time had hold me so well. People who I got to interact with so well. Sometimes it hits me, but very less I can do about it.
Yeah.
I only have to be strong. So for the families who lost their loved ones, their friends, I urge them to be strong, always.
And thank you so much for sharing your story. I know it was not easy. And once again, our condolences to everyone who lost their loved ones in the Dusit D2 attack. My name is Lynn Ngugi. Thank you so much for watching. Asante, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay.